All right, hello and welcome. This is episode 5 of the Sardonic Serfs. We have the gang back together this time. Sound off Jansen.
Hello.
Sound off Randy.
Hello.
So today is going to be mostly a banter thing, but before we give you useless free content, we're going to chill a little bit. So if you like the channel, you should hit the like button.
Definitely.
If you like our videos, you should check them out. Maybe hit subscribe. Maybe hit that notification bell. Maybe you want to know when we upload every, however long it's going to be.
It's pretty random.
Yeah,
The bell will be useful because it's random.
Exactly. That bell is going to be your tool.
If you have anything to say, make sure to leave a comment and let us know what you think. And if there's enough comments or an interesting comment, maybe we'll go ahead and make a video about it. Because there's not a whole lot of content coming, so...
Maybe later today we'll look at a comment
some inspiration.
We'll look at a comment a certain somebody left on an earlier video. Maybe we'll check that out. Maybe we'll do a character assassination of the one who left it. We'll see.
Yeah?
We'll see.
We're going to beat up.
Alright, so that was fun. Now to get to the topics of the banter, so Jason will take it away with the first one.
Okay, this kind of happened, I guess, just earlier today. And hopefully this video comes out soon, so it's like, maybe this is the first time you're hearing about this. There is a new Borat film coming out, and in said film, you apparently get a scene where Rudy Giuliani touches himself. They set him up for a fake interview, from what I understand, and, one thing led to another, and Rudy Giuliani, on film, sticking his hands down his pants. And then, obviously, they bust in the room, so you don't get to see, something you don't really need to.
You know, it's something we might want to do later in the show.
Yeah, wasn't it specifically that he got as far as, to the whipping it out part?
He was about
he didn't quite whip it out? Basically, he was untucking his shirt, and, unbuckling his belt, kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
I want to get an action shot of his. Honestly, it might be in the intro of the show at some point, dude. I just want to see his face when somebody busts in. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's reaching in to touch the old hog. The old gray and grizzled thing, and then somebody bursts into the room. I just want to see that face, that transition of the face. I just want to see just the terror and the shock of it.
Yeah, what's it like to be that old?
What is it like to be that old, And one thing you have to wonder is, I wonder if his life is so repressed that, that little bit of whispering still in his ear or whatever that he got from that girl was enough to get him excited for a couple weeks.
Let's all be fair here. No matter how repressed you are, that it probably would be enough to get you excited for, if not a couple weeks, at least a few days.
Okay,
about that.
I just looked it up, and
being seduced is being seduced,
He's either a semi-recent widower, or he recently got divorced, because, if you Google up, Rudy Giuliani wife, it's, 83 to 2019.
Oh, okay.
I don't think she's famous enough to where we can know if she's dead or not, and I don't care, honestly.
I bet you could actually look it up, though. I feel like if she died, then it'd be a story.
If she died, there'd be a story saying Rudy Giuliani's wife died.
Yeah, but if they got divorced, then there'd be a story saying Rudy Giuliani divorced. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
the articles I saw,
I'm just saying we could find it if we wanted to dig.
None of the articles I saw about this scandal, quote unquote, mentioned that he's married. So I would have to assume that he isn't. But
yeah,
still interesting.
What's the scandal then, really? I mean, it's not much of a scandal. It's just kind of funny.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, if he was married, it might be something.
Right. Oh, I thought he was, and that's why it was kind of scandalous and shit, and that's why we were,
Yeah.
But okay.
You know what? I just remembered this, and I want to see what your guys' reaction is in real time. What would you guys say to the hypothetical Adam Sandler multiverse that he's been proposing lately?
Oh.
What do you guys think about that?
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Okay, so Adam Sandler is talking about basically getting all of his roles throughout his movies of his career and combining them in some film. Yeah. In the
it's gonna be the Sandlerverse.
The Marvel universe of different heroes.
So it's going to be a video a movie.
Little Nicky, the water boy.
Yeah. Dude, imagine imagine H2O. And is the have a speech impediment.
Yeah. So basically, it's going to be Adam Sandler from Happy Gilmore, and both Adam Sandlers from Jack and Jill.
Yeah.
Just 20 different Adam Sandlers.
All the Sandlers.
I hope they do a Rick and Morty thing.
I want an ultimate Sandler smash.
Yeah, exactly.
I want so many Sandlers that I come out of it with like less sanity at the end.
Right.
I mean,
I want little
that's what
Nicky
you're
to be like, the fires of hell, and sprinkle his hands, and then Happy Gilmore, throws like a hockey something, whatever
Yeah,
it was,
right.
Golf.
He throws a golf club at him through a hallway and gets him. And then the water boy one charges through the fire or something.
Right.
We can do something beautiful with this. Oh, and the one, what's that one, Jack and Jill or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have both of those. You have both of those in there.
Yeah, you mentioned
I hope they do a Rick and Morty thing, and it's just gibbering insanity with no plot for like 2.5 hours.
It's going to be 2.5 hours of Adam Sandler busting into rooms with Adam Sandler.
Yes.
Coke ads.
Yes.
Another thing is, recently Adam Sandler came out with a movie, like a Halloween movie. I think it came out this year. But his character name is Hubie Dubois or something. Hubie Dubois. He's been doing a lot of Louisiana things. Does Adam Sandler live in Louisiana?
He might just be getting a thing for Louisiana.
Because I know he makes his own movies. But okay, so basically he's a pussy boy, basically. And he has this, like, soup flask that's also a multi-tool, so they kind of rip off Danny Phantom and Ghostbusters with that stuff. At one point, it's a screwdriver. It's a flashlight. It always has hot soup.
Flask?
Yes. Whatever, you know what I'm talking
Like
about.
a thermos?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a special tool belt thermos. It's awesome. So, he's going to be in it. He's going to be in it. The Cobbler Adam Sandler is going to be in it. Most of them are going to be useless. 51st Dates Adam Sandler is going to be in it.
Yeah. Okay, so a lot of them are going to be like background characters.
I would rather have 51st Dates Adam Sandler than both Jack and Jill.
But you want that.
No, I don't.
Jill's going to be an upset because I proposed that they come in as a team in this ultimate fight.
The only way this gets any better is if we get a crossover event between the Sandlerverse and the is it Tyler Perry?
Tyler Perry, that does like Medea.
The Perryverse.
The Perryverse.
The Sandlerverse and the Perryverse crossover.
I propose Adam Sandler does his multiverse at movie 1. Movie 2, he fractures time, and somehow Tyler Perry and his iteration spit out into the
Medea in a crack in time.
Yeah.
God. Dude, imagine as soon as he gets in, like, starts hitting like one of them with a purse hard. Take me back to my ghetto house.
Yeah. She falls out of a crack in the sky onto one of the Adam Sandler's cars, whichever
killing
one.
Him on impact.
The thing that I think is going to happen, though, if the Sandlerverse happens, there's definitely going to be a main character Adam Sandler that's just in that movie. He might even be just Adam Sandler.
No. Adam Sandler, semicolon.
You know how Morgan
Freeman
Freeman played God?
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be like an Adam Sandler's rendition of Morgan Freeman as God.
Oh my God. Adam Sandler would be the least wise God that I can think of. Dude, if Adam Sandler was God, then like Twin Quack, it'd be like Quack.
Yeah. Jim Carrey was God once, remember?
Oh, that's true.
Bruce Almighty?
Yeah. Oh man, I forgot about that movie. Jesus, man, I wish I forgot about it.
I actually liked that movie. I
liked it. It's just,
I mean, it's not.
I always kind of
like
enjoy
smoking.
the concept.
It takes years off your life,
Damn, I've watched that one and the Sandler one where they become God.
Yeah.
I always like it when it's a comedian gets godlike powers.
When I was a kid, I think the Adam Sandler movie that enraptured me the most was Click. I don't know why, just the weird, like how slow of a build-up it is, and then plot twist, he's a fat boy.
Well, yeah, it's great because he falls at the end and shit.
Yeah, and then it's the devil. It's weird how Christian Adam Sandler is too, or like how much religious imagery there is. Like, there's a lot of it. Adam Sandler's movies made me think that America was a whole lot more Christian and conservative than it is.
Well, it was 40 years ago, and that's when he grew up.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he did. He did grow up 40 years ago. Fuck me.
What do you guys want to talk about the moon thing?
So
Jason, you seem to know the most about it.
There's not a lot that's like come out yet with it, but essentially, like, NASA is doing. We'll have to make another episode or something when this comes out on the 26th. NASA is going to make a important announcement about the moon. Like an important scientific breakthrough, and they're being really hush-hush about it, but, like, considering, like, the recent space news we've been getting, like, who knows what it could be.
Hopefully it's aliens.
It's probably more about how it's going to be easier than we thought to establish, like, a full-on base there or something.
Could be.
What about Hollow Moon?
That or they've discovered some, like, huge reason for us to go there.
It rings like a bell because of that one thing that's been discredited. Remember, guys? It rings like a bell, Hollow Moon. Hollow moon.
It does not. I'm sorry.
Point a hiroscope at it, and you will hear that it is hollow.
A hiroscope?
Yeah, hiroscope. You guys don't have one?
Are they your invention?
No.
They found oil on the moon.
They found the moon?
Dun, dun,
I guess I know where I'm going. And what have they been ramping up the Space Force?
Yeah. Dude, what if the CIA knew this is like literally they figure out oil on moon. Step 2, Space Force next day.
Yeah.
Step 3, within a year and a half, there's a million people on the moon. There's something absurd, and they're all soldiers and engineers. And we're gonna do some Stargate type shit.
Time. Oh yeah,
Yes.
hell yeah, Stargate. Into that.
Okay, so here's a fun thing I heard. So a man fired a shotgun like yesterday or the day before. Like a man just like apparently he was putting down like a Biden Kamala sign or something, and a dude in a truck was like a Trump like signified truck or whatever. It had a flag or something. It beeped at him, and the guy fired a shotgun down the street. And like
Adam, yeah.
go ahead.
So here's I hadn't heard about this. Here are my questions. Like, did he have the shotgun on hand, or like?
I don't know.
I'm not 100%. Like it was.
That's one thing they don't talk about with the story.
It sounds like he did, which is strange.
Yeah, it sounds like he had a sawed-off shotgun and like a loose waistband.
Well, did they?
It could
I
also.
don't know. We could look up the story.
It might very well be that these people like parked outside this dude's house, like squealing their tires and honking.
Maybe.
And dude ran out inside, got his gun, ran outside.
Well, from what I hear,
it's still wrong.
he was so
I heard they were
incompetent.
driving
Like the whole
by
thing was so. But yeah,
on his
from what I
property.
hear is that by the time he actually fired off on him, apparently the vehicle, like no one in the vehicle was not hurt. Like nothing got even scratched by this guy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like he discharged the shotgun apparently multiple times and nothing happened.
Yeah, I guess they got far enough away. So maybe
it is a shotgun.
Maybe he
after
didn't
all.
have it right next to him then.
Leave it to a liberal to not know how to use a shotgun.
Well, more like leave it to him to not have it right on him.
Yeah. So I don't know. I thought that was a fun story. Who wants to talk about the Pope thing, perhaps?
Oh yeah. So the Pope's basically a heretic and has been the whole time. Like not a huge deal for any of us because none of us are like Catholic
Or religious.
Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely a heretic. All the stuff that's pro-gay that he comes out about, that's nice and all that, but it's not really what the Bible says at all. And if you want to be like true to your faith and shit, you might want to maybe do that.
Yeah, when I actually summer of 2019, I was like in the Vatican, and it was weird as people there. There were 2 stories that I heard a bunch for whatever reason. One of them was that the current Pope is called the Young Man's Pope or whatever, or like the something Pope. They have like a weird scandalous name that basically means that he doesn't like actually believe in the faith.
Right.
And another was that the Pope right now actually lives like somewhere else than the Vatican.
Huh.
Like he has like private lodging through friends or something.
Well, you could make the argument that the Pope isn't supposed to be changing a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
All the time.
Well, I mean, you could whatever.
I don't know. I'm not a Catholic, but whatever.
The line that I
He's
heard
supposed to be the arbiter of God.
Yeah.
The argument that I would make is that the Pope probably realizes that like Catholicism and just religiosity in general is dying off, and like appealing to young people is not like a bad thing for someone to do if you want like taking a hard like no, the gays will burn in hell or is not going to like sit well with a group that is increasingly becoming more and more gay.
Right, but that just proves that he's not principled. Like none of the biblical principles or whatever are his. You know what I mean?
I think Randy's argument here is that Catholicism is already toxic, and to be true to its toxic nature, he'd have to have an anti-gay stance.
You can't respect the man for not being true to his whole thing. You know what I mean?
I mean, like if you're going off of that like criteria, though, they're also like I'm sure the Catholic Church is anti like daughters drugging fathers and then raping them to become pregnant.
That's in the Old Testament.
Yeah,
so
actually, the Catholics have Jesus for that.
Randy.
Yeah,
that's true.
All the anti-gay shit is in the Old Testament too.
But that's a practice they kept carrying forward.
Well,
yeah.
I'm just saying, if they want to be, traditional and stuff, they know what they got to do, and they're not doing it.
They don't want to be traditional. Then.
Good for them, but they're not really Catholic very much anymore.
Well, the thing that I heard that the Pope apparently said is that essentially, if he's going to be assassinated, it's going to be by someone in the Vatican.
Right.
He's like, I'm less. He said I'm less likely to sleep somewhere random than I am in the bed that I'm supposed to sleep in. So that I thought that was fun. So
I mean,
I mean, that
like I
makes
said, I'm not
sense.
really particularly affronted by it. But he's,
Like, yeah,
he is a heretic. That's just a fact.
I think
He
maybe.
speaks against, the written words of God.
I mean, I guess I don't know. I don't think like a lot of people seem to be anti this pope, and like I just don't understand that when like obviously he's not doing
almost
a lot,
certainly
but
find something to argue against a more conservative pope. I'd probably just be like, yeah, well, you're retarded anyway. That is
yeah.
Well, I don't think
anti-gay things.
I don't think that
but-
you're like necessarily against this pope or whatever. Obviously, it's gonna do it's gonna do good things for the gays. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they're gonna have so like any religious person that's important, especially the fucking pope saying like, hey, maybe they're not so bad. Like, it's not gonna solve the problem. It's not like coming out and like condoning homosexuality, but it's certainly a less hateful attitude than like previously had.
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, that's gonna be a good thing regardless. But okay, here's a fun little one, just to be more positive. Is apparently Elon Musk and Tesla is going to release or has been releasing a model of a car for $69,420.
Yeah, so that's just pretty funny.
So further proving that Elon Musk is just doing it for the memes.
Yep.
He's just a meme lord.
Just fucking around.
Could you imagine if he was a
having fun.
kid, like it's in his diaries that all he ever wanted to do was be a troll, but he's just too smart. He's just too inventive.
I'm too rich and smart to just fuck around.
Yeah, I can't just sit in mom's basement. She made me work. And when I worked, my hands started moving. Could you imagine he has a process? Elon Musk.
No, go you can look it up. I'm sure he talks about it, man.
I bet he's like that. I bet he's like that. That
he started
crazy.
to touch on it in an interview with Joe Rogan. So I'm sure if you actually look for it, you can find out Elon
his
Musk's
process. Okay, I bet he's crazy.
What
and
it
sporadic.
sounded like, it was just kind of like an insane inspiration kind of thing, just a hyperactive intelligence, pretty much.
Okay, he reminds me of. Have you guys ever played Dishonored 2?
No.
So there's this one doctor that created like the best machines of war that their universe had ever seen, but like he was like batshit crazy, and like he had this like sign on the door, like on a servant's door somewhere in the game, where it said like, "I need my 3 hours sleep" or whatever it was. Like, you have to be quiet from this time to this time because I have to get my 3 hours sleep. And that, I feel like Elon Musk has something like that on a door somewhere.
Right.
Like, I feel like sometimes he doesn't want to go home. He sleeps in the office for 30 minutes, and that's like 48 hours. That's like 2 productive days sleep right there.
He doesn't need to sleep anymore.
That's the real purpose behind Neuralink.
Yeah. No more sleep.
Now he doesn't need to sleep.
Constant
He
adrenaline.
outsources the sleep to a
Yeah,
fucking
To a
different
Chinese firm.
To a Bezos drone.
Yeah. I don't need this sleep. I think someone else will be better with this sleep.
Yeah, someone else will be taking this sleep for
Does
me.
that mean somebody's like recording his dreams and reporting them to him?
No, he's just outsourcing his sleeping.
I'm imagining like a
That's how
12-year-old
that works.
frail blonde child with long hair looking like
Yeah,
Edward from Full Metal Alchemist. He
Yeah.
wakes up, Edward like walks into the room and goes, "Ah!" And all of a sudden the kid passes back out. And then, Elon Musk like walks out. He goes somewhere for 8 hours and pretends he's asleep. That's what I'm seeing happening.
Goes to his.
Okay, so anyway, that was a fun little bit of news. Also, just, for some padding, I'll go ahead and name some hypotheticals here. We'll start with Jansen. Your hypothetical. Go on.
Okay, so I will admit that I can't I can't take credit from this. I'm pretty sure Danny from the Game Grumps came up with it. But the question essentially is if you knew that going to the moon would cause you to be able to fly on Earth, with all the dangers, of course, of going to the moon and whatnot. It's not a sure shot, at any point. But would you go to the moon if you knew that you would be able to fly on Earth once you got back through some kind of weird space magic?
What's your answer?
I probably would, but it's kind of contradictory because I'm terrified of heights. So I would. The thing is, I would, and then I would probably just use it to hover ominously off the ground for the rest of my life.
Drift everywhere.
Yeah, I would
Like
go
Raiden from
places
Teen
I don't think.
Titans.
Probably, yeah.
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 You
I-
just,
I would 100% buy a cape.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would make a
Or just
point.
get a full robe that's a little longer
Yeah.
than you. That way they can't see your feet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You could be like the Emperor
Yeah.
or something. That'd be awesome. What about you, Randy? Would you do it?
Oh yeah, totally. I mean,
Yeah, I would do it.
If we're assuming that I just get a free trip to the moon, it's as dangerous as any normal one, but it's I don't have to fucking pay for it or whatever. Then yeah, I'm going 100%.
Even if the odds are 1 in 10
I'd go
you
even if
die,
I
I'll
didn't
do
get the superpowers. You know what I mean? I'll take the superpowers as a bonus.
Oh, this is something else interesting that's kind of moon-related, since this has been a vaguely moon-related episode. There have been 12 people that have walked on the moon, right? One of them has been... Yeah, I think.
Okay.
Either way, like,
Really?
it's either been
Been
12...
12?
It's 12 or 7. I don't remember which one. But regardless, one of those astronauts...
I thought we only went to the moon once.
Yeah, I thought we've only been to the moon.
My guy, there have been several trips to the moon.
Yeah, that's true.
Alright, so that one has a pretty easy answer. Everybody wants to fly. But here's one that I saw. It was a meme, so I won't take credit. But Darth Maul versus the gang from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Like, who would win in that fight? I think we all know that it's Darth Maul, but I think it would be enjoying to watch them all die terribly. In canon.
I think that it would be a lot longer of a fight than like everyone immediately thinks.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but I think that is.
I mean, he does have like force powers. He could just grab them all.
Okay.
He's never done the lightning right, but he's got the, he could just grab them and choke them. He does that in the video games at least. I don't know if that's necessarily.
Okay, let's assume that the gang from Always Sunny is getting the drop on him. That's the only way to... If Darth Maul gets the drop on anyone, they're dead.
Yeah,
right.
He has a lightsaber.
Well, no,
right.
I meant just if they, like, nobody got the drop. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, what I've been doing for the last, 20 seconds is, hey, don't buy my charger. This cat's been... No!
He's too dumb.
This cat's been biting my charger. No, he's been biting my charger, and then I've been, slightly tapping him and telling him no, I'm trying to be quiet. But he's enraged by the taps.
It's by the Velcro. He hates the Velcro.
Yeah, he just can't stand the presence of Velcro. He can't do it. He's looking at it right now. Stop! Stop going for the Velcro. Stop!
Close the curtain.
Alright,
His fat ass is on the curtain.
Alright. Damn, he peeled my notebook.
Oh.
That bastard is peeled. This 50-cent notebook is ruined.
So, I don't know. I mean, the It's Always Sunny crew, Dennis would flee, Mac would try and fight him and die immediately.
Yeah.
And Charlie and Dee might survive if they crawl up into the vents and go into that crawl space.
Right. I think the plan, assuming that they have let's say they have 10 minutes to prepare, okay? I think what Dennis is gonna do is he's gonna convince Mac that Mac can take him. And he's gonna do it, and he's gonna hype Mac up.
Yeah, I can see Dennis sabotaging.
And then Dennis leaves when he sets, Mac loose to prowl the grounds or whatever the fuck, waiting for Darth Maul. So Dennis escapes. And then I think Dee and, Charlie, after having been left out of their Machiavellian scheme, decide to come up with their own, Home Alone type, I bet, for whatever reason, I could foresee Charlie just having a bear trap. Just having one.
Yeah.
Or something. So, I don't know. Assuming that, part of what the meme said is, assuming Darth Maul had never seen Home Alone and didn't know any of, the weird homemade trap antics, they might have a fighting chance.
They might.
But I don't see Charlie and Dee coming up with, a smart plan at all. I think they're going to have an oil slick and, an electric something that they eventually slip and then die on or something.
That, or they'll combine, the bear trap and the oil slick to make one hyper trap that works like the ones. It might not even work at all.
Yeah, Darth Maul just jumps over it.
He slipped in the oil, but, his foot misses the bear trap or something, and he's like, oh, fuck, there's a bear trap here.
Yeah, just pushes it closed.
Or you could cut it in half. He has a fucking lightsaber.
Yeah.
2 of them.
Alright, and, which leads me, to my hypothetical question I came up with. Essentially, alright, you could never be bored in the sense that you're always content with what you're doing at all times. You never get that discontent, that restlessness or whatever. You never have it. You're never bored. Or it's a choice and you have to choose one. So, always content with what you're doing. You're never bored. Or you instantly, reach that level of financial security or whatever that would make you happy in your mind. You reach that, but it's you've got chlamydia in the sense that you've got to pee like a motherfucker all the time. Maybe, you're always kind of aware of it at all hours of the day, 24/7. If you want to be a billionaire, you got it. But this is, unless you remove the instrument, you will always have that feeling. You will always need to pee.
I have a supplemental question.
Yes.
Does it scale with as much money? Like if you just get $1 million? No,
same urge.
Okay.
Same urge, you gotta pee. There's a little bit of pee in the tube at the end. You're just aware of it. You can still tell if you have to pee normally and go. This is just feeling like there's a certain feeling in a certain place that's always agitating, but never goes away.
See, I would, off the top of my head, say I would go with the money. Strictly because science has shown that, like, if you do need to pee, you, like your reaction time, your brain just works on a hyperdrive.
Yeah.
And so, like, maybe it would be neat. But maybe also, like, early death, which, you know.
Right. Yeah. Maybe you get hyper focused, but it's also like bad tinnitus.
Yeah.
Also, you'd have to pee all the time.
There's a ringing in my dick.
What about you, Randy? Would you do it? Which one do you choose?
Oh, I don't even know. Like, so this contentedness thing, am I, like, stripped of ambition or what?
No. You still want to do things. You still get enjoyment out of things. But, like, let's say you're just sitting in your bed. Like, you can, if you want, always just want to chill in your bed. If you want. Like, you're still capable of ambition, but you don't have that human urge baseline to do. If you don't want it. You're just happy with what you're doing. You're not bored.
No, I don't really want to do that.
If you want to watch Gladiator over and over again until you die, you can.
I'm good. I'll go with the money, I guess, if I have to pick one.
Wait, which one did you go with, Jason?
The money.
Oh, really? I'm gonna go with the contentment, dude.
Really?
I don't think that I could stand. Look, I'm like an obsessive kind of person already, so I know that eventually I'd shoot myself or something. Like I couldn't handle just the constant terrible urge to pee all the time. You know?
I guess, but I also wouldn't be contented in anything that I did because things would start to lose their value really quick.
Yeah. That's true. You know, I didn't think it all the way through. That's just my question. What do you think, audience? Leave it in the comments.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, we answered 3, you know? I think on a later episode, maybe the next episode, maybe the one after, I'm going to start looking at the comments a little more. If we have any amount of interactivity, I'm going to start looking at that kind of thing. I know that there's a few comments that I've gotten already that I'd like to address. So, to kind of encourage interactivity and also kind of, be interactive ourselves, I think we're going to start looking at some comments and doing videos with comments, responses, that kind of thing, entertaining arguments, maybe a dialogue, that kind of thing. We'll see what we want to do later. All right, and I think that banter sode's just about wrap it up. So if you like the channel, if you like the video, give us a like. If you like the channel, hit subscribe. You can hit the notification bell to see when we upload videos, if we upload videos. That kind of thing. Leave a comment. Like I said, we're going to do a comment video soon, so if you have a good argument, we're most likely going to, address it in a direct form, that kind of thing. It's not going to be a character assassination unless it's Jansen's comment that I'm thinking of, but we'll see what happens. So, thanks for watching.
Thanks.
Have a good night.